Anthem was good.
Yeah, the anthem was good. All right, we are live. Super Bowl 55 halftime Periscope. Andy, I guess it's not technically the halftime yet. They kicked it out of bounds, so Kansas City comes out and takes a knee, and we go to halftime. The score is 21-6, Tampa Bay. A lot of the first half felt like the way we handicapped this. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's
a lot of it. Right?
And you know what? We've done so much shit, and we've talked so much Super Bowl, and it's been 2 weeks, and I've seen some mentions, and I've seen some DMs after the Gronk first touchdown. I'm like, oh yeah, good. Some people hit Gronk first touchdown. Tim had that. I put a little bit on his. Like that was nice. And then I had forgotten all about our Tampa Bay team total secret pod play. Like completely.
You did?
Yeah, like
I was sweating that, and I was like, man.
I'm glad I forgot because I didn't have to sweat it.
This is gonna be
close. I didn't have to
close.
sweat it at all.
Yeah, no, I messaged you. I was like, punch this in. I didn't get anything.
Yeah,
back
no, I'm
to you.
just like,
you not remember?
Okay, yeah, good, go Tampa. I don't know.
No, let's recap a little bit. So far things going well. The anthem went over. Nice. How many of those, by the way, did you actually end up getting not voided? Out of curiosity.
Bet Any Sports. Well, I mean, let's just call people out. Bet Any Sports, formerly Five Dimes. They canceled anything that got put in, and it was put in well before dipshit put video on the internet. Way before,
but it didn't matter. So, it didn't matter. Anything that beat the steam barely got canceled there. Yes.
So,
okay.
Buckeye was good for it.
Yep.
Ace was good for it.
Yes. Bet online cash there.
Bet US. Bet online. I mean, everywhere that took it besides Five Dimes was able to cash those. So good job. And that anthem, I love it every single year. And I'm gonna have to go find who said it. I think it was somebody in the NBA chat. But like, as soon as they start talking, the singing, somebody's like, "Oh my god, it's going so fast!" Or like, if they're betting the under, but like, "Oh my god, they're crawling!" Or it's like, "Man, we got 2 minutes."
Okay. Cheers to our friend who tipped us. He knows who he is. I don't want to dox him, but you know who you are.
You almost said it.
Excuse me. Cheers to our friend who came up with that. That was a good winner. Other things that went well. Kansas City scored the first field goal. Tampa Bay scored the first touchdown. Tampa Bay scored 7 points in the first quarter. Team total secret scope play was a winner. And
the first half stayed under.
First half stayed under.
Ton.
Wait.
Yeah, and
did it?
The ref. I mean, a lot of ref talk in the chat.
What was the first half total?
27 and a half.
It was 27 and a half. Oh shit! I thought it was 27 and a half. Okay. See, I wasn't involved in that market at all. I missed that.
No, I wasn't. It wasn't.
The hair
and
the chins.
Belichick mentioned.
Belichick was mentioned. Free roll on that now for the rest of this game. One more mention of Belichick, and we're good to go.
Quickly on the refs. Like, it sucks that Brady gets the calls, but like the holding penalty was weak. The offside thing was close, but a couple of the other ones were just like. Well, you have to call that. I mean, a couple of them, it's like, well, that was clearly a penalty. It's a thing. So it makes the other ones seem worse when the Chiefs are kind of screwing up here. The timeout by Reed, I didn't love. That wasn't great. And I mean, the holding that gave him that interception negated. That one was a little weak. I didn't agree with that. And
that was the most questionable of the calls. The one that set them up for that last touchdown, the Evans call. Evans sold that like a professional actor. That was perfectly sold. That was uncatchable ball, but it didn't matter from the angle where that ref was standing. That was clear contact, and it impeded his ability to make a play on that ball, even though he was not capable of making a play on that ball, considering how overthrown it was. Tampa Bay up now.
Wish there were more commercials.
Okay. So again, reset. This is again kind of what we thought it was going to go. Tampa Bay out to an early lead. They're winning the battles in the trenches. They're putting more pressure on Mahomes than Kansas City is putting on Brady by a lot.
Yeah, that third down pressure. The third down pressure when they got down there, just drove them straight back. That was great. A couple spots off the edges.
Yeah,
it's been good pressure.
Surprised that the offensive line for Tampa Bay didn't get the win at the goal line to get that 4th and goal in. That was surprising. Good on Kansas City for that stop. Although, and they should have gotten the ball back because that was after that drive was when Brady threw the pick that got negated by the penalty, right? By the penalty. I don't want to go on and on about the refs, but the refs are absolutely hindering Kansas City. I think they probably get a much more favorable whistle in the second half. I think, in fact, they probably just pocket the flags in the second half. If anything, maybe they call a couple of pass interference sort of things on the Bucks to sort of make it even, level it out a bit. I'm not ready to get real upset about the officiating yet, but it was awful. It wasn't good. Tampa Bay so far has done a good job of mixing it up pass and run. They haven't been so run focused, run heavy. In fact, I think in general they're
fewer first down runs than I thought we'd see.
Fewer first down runs than I thought we would see. Fewer stupid plays than I thought we would see. The first touchdown to Gronk was a really well done play. It was a good play call. It was good misdirection. Didn't know they really had that in the playbook. I loved it. Kansas City, on the other hand, 2 good, solid drives that came up with field goals. Now, this is typical of what we've seen from Kansas City all year. They've struggled in the red zone. What makes you think that all of a sudden they snap out of it here in the second half? Or do you think that is their Achilles heel, that you have to worry about a second half play on Kansas City or a second half play on the over?
If you're worried about scoring in the red zone, just score from further out.
Okay.
30-yard touchdowns count the same. Just don't bother going in the red zone. Start going deep. Yeah, they've had a couple of nice drives. They had the drive where Kelsey dropped the ball. Probably should have caught that. And, yeah, they've looked a little hinky on offense at times. So I'm not super sold on backing them. I'm kind of wondering what we expect, because I think we know what we can expect.
What happened to your light, bro?
Yeah, I know my light died because it's -8 out. It is 8 outside, and my fucking light. So I'm working on backup lights. Yeah,
no!
I'm still here. Hey, I'm not leaving. And actually, it's not that bad. It's not windy. So, I can't remember what it said. Oh, anyway, I think we know what we can expect from Kansas City. What do we expect from Tampa to do with this lead? That's how the second half.
I think I saw enough of a signal there in their last drive of the second half that they were interested in putting away some clock. Like they were, they got aggressive, they got the penalty, but it didn't necessarily seem like when they got the ball off kickoff that they were like determined to score more points, which is the way you need to always be when you were playing Kansas City.
Always be scoring.
Always be scoring. Always be scoring. And that made me nervous, honestly. And the fact that they scored ultimately, and it was penalty assisted, I think that does give some edge here to Kansas City in the second half. Just for posterity, the opener was Kansas City -8 for the second half. And the total in the second half, 28.5. They took it up a notch. We saw some 28s pregame. It's 28.5.
Boy, that's about what I put it at.
You want to guess what bookmakers taken on the second half side already?
Like 15?
50.
50.
Wow.
Well, let's not go nuts. I don't want to give away I don't want to give all my Anthem money back.
All your Brooks Koepka money, all your Anthem money in one
shot.
Oh
my God, yes. Shout out
all
to
your DJ Brooks Koepka.
Will Brinson
Will Brinson,
of
Mr.
CBS
Brinson.
And whatever.
Here's Will. Yeah.
Oh my God. He put me on Koepka yesterday, and yep. I really, whatever, it was fine. I was just cheering for him to do DFS well, and then Koepka drills that from like 100 yards out. And I'm like, oh, hey kids, Puppy Bowl's getting turned off. Golf is getting turned on. So, sorry. I mean, it's. I don't know what to do with this. Like, I suppose it's Kansas City because over. Tampa Bay will be conservative. That's what concerns me about the over.
Okay.
But once Kansas City scores, Tampa Bay will be less conservative. So I kind of just want to hit the over.
28.5. We need 3 touchdowns from Kansas City if we're getting 28.5, which means we might as well play their team total. We probably get a damn good limit on the team total, I got to guess.
Yeah, usually those are a little lower.
You need 21 points from Kansas City for this to get there. Okay. I think Tampa Bay is going to be aggressive and score, honestly. I think the over is a better look than KC -8, even though I do think KC -8 is not crazy. They get the ball first. They're going to be aggressive. There's no stopping Travis Kelce and
no.
and Pat Mahomes between the 20s. That's just an unstoppable connection. KC's live to come back in this game. No lead is safe. That's the way that the Kansas City Chiefs games go. Pat Mahomes had 19 attempts in the first half. That's a good number for his attempts over, considering they're down by 2 scores here.
What was it, 40, 41?
41. Yeah, 41. Okay. So I think it ended up closing 41 and a half, but most of my action is at 41 there. In general, I do think I think actually, hang on a second. Let me see what the first song in the Super Bowl was. I think it's probably Starboy, right?
Starboy? I don't even know.
We've heard from everyone it's going to be Starboy. Let's just confirm.
Yeah. Are you watching the halftime show while we're doing it? Starboy Cash. Durso says so. Thank you.
Starboy Cash? Okay. All right. Starboy Cash.
Couldn't get much on that, but.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Also, I didn't have the Puppy Bowl winner this year. That was it was no fun watching it, not knowing who's going to win.
Well, the limits were especially stupid. They were terrible.
Snoop and Martha were delightful.
Okay.
I thought so.
Let's break down the game in a little bit more detail here and find the right angle for the second half. Kansas City's offensive line was getting beat early. They've gotten beat on a couple of critical downs, but it was mostly via some nice misdirection blitz, some corners. They brought the corners one time. They came with some nice misdirection on the third when they were inside the red zone. Yeah. I do think that in general the pearl clutching about the offensive line was overblown. Obviously, Mahomes looks mobile as hell. He's converting third downs with ease with his feet. I do think Kansas City scores in the second half. I do think Kansas City punches it into the end zone as well, and there are plays to be made against this. The Bucs defense is talented as hell. Their secondary is playing better than I thought they would. There's really not an obvious soft spot to attack them. They're covering Tyreek Hill really well. Tyreek Hill really not part of the game plan so far at all. He's got 3 targets, I think. 2.
Was he targeted on the free shot? Was that him?
No, that was Pringle.
Got a hand up. That was Pringle. Okay. Yeah, that was a good toss and that was a good play. But yeah, we've seen a couple good plays from the Tampa secondary. I don't think, and somebody brought this up in the chat. They said Snoop pounded that. Snoop did win. Snoop's team won.
Yeah, Snoop's team won.
But somebody mentioned that in the chat, Kansas City can come back against these soft ass defenses. This is a tough defense.
This is a tough defense, sure.
Last year, now all my lights are out. Last year in the Super Bowl, I would venture that the Niners defense was just as good, if not better.
Better.
And they were a lot better, actually. And they were able to come back. Like, this team, you cannot keep this offense stymied for 4 quarters. It's just not. And if they end with 10, whatever, that would be hard because that would be 2 safeties. But if they end with 13, 17 points, something like that, I guess I'll eat crow. But I do think Kansas City scores. That's what keeps Tampa Bay a little less conservative. And yeah, I think I've been hitting live overs. So
what do you think of what do you think of the official second half play of the Super Bowl? Kansas City over 17.5 points, minus 113.
Okay.
That's a fair. I mean, that's a pretty fair way to attack this, I think, because that takes Tampa Bay's decision making totally out of play, right? Because what happens here is Tampa Bay stays aggressive and continues to try to score, and they win going away. Or they get conservative, they try to run the clock, they give Kansas City a few more possessions, and Kansas City comes back and wins this game. Right? Like that's kind of the split in terms of potential game state from this point to the end of the game. And honestly, you're getting a little bit of built-in value here with Kansas City's in the over, a little bit of value here, Kansas City coming back. Oh man, it's going against me. So I can actually get 17.5 minus 106 right now. Maybe you shop around. You can maybe find a juicy 17.
Mama said you better shop around. Yeah, I'm going to freeze here. So
I guess 17 versus 17.5 doesn't really sketch me because they're probably going to go for 2 regardless. So you need 3 scores. Right? I mean, that we were going to have to go there regardless because the line's 8. So, yeah, are they going to go for 2? Probably. Are they going to get it? Maybe. I would say I still think the right angle of attack here is 23.5. So basically, they finished with 24 points, minus 106. And I will tell you if I get that bet down, and we will post it for the people. It's still thinking. How could this be thinking? Come on, guys.
Are you gonna not give me here? Give me team totals.
What the fudge? On. Hell.
Where are you trying to bet? It's giving me some grief here.
Yeah, same. I'm at Bookmaker.
Yeah, I'm struggling to bet.
Come on, man. What the hell?
Maybe it's because my phone is cold. It is, yeah. It's like -8 out here, guys. Somebody did ask. Which it's
I
cold.
don't want 17.5 minus 125 at Bet Online.
Oh, I'm back.
What the hell, man? 17.5 minus 106. Give me this bet. What is going on?
Moondog down huge. Yeah, I don't know why people don't bet big don't bet huge on the Super Bowl just because it's the Super Bowl. Like I had more money on
can somebody I wasn't
second halves and anthem stuff.
Can somebody in the chat fill me in? I did not catch the Weeknd's jacket color.
It was red. He had glasses.
When he was first seen, it was red?
Red jacket cashed, glasses cashed.
Okay. How about gloves?
Yeah, I believe somebody said he had gloves.
Now.
No on the bandages, I think, though.
We haven't. The bandages were anytime. Anytime bandages, not first appearance bandages. Anytime bandages is still live.
Somebody, and I said that to my wife, too, when that lineman dropped the touchdown. Said, man, that was 20 to 1.
That was a big one. That was a big number.
Any lineman.
That was a big number, and they did.
Hey, CT Explorer, calm down. We did.
They did
turn the volume on.
They did.
Yes on bandages? Okay. Bandages was yes.
Bandages was yes already?
I guess.
Really?
I'm not watching. I'm out here.
Maybe Nino bet yes on bandages.
Can you put the banner up so the one Florida guy quits freaking out?
Yes, I will happily.
No bandages? Oh man,
we have not seen them yet, but it's still live.
Backup dancer said bandages. I don't know if you can catch that.
I don't think you do catch that. I think Weeknd had to wear bandages.
It's got to be the Weeknd.
What do you? Any other major takeaways of this game? Are you surprised Gronk is not washed? Do you think he has a realistic chance at MVP at this point? I mean, Brady's got 3 touchdown passes, so it's going to be tough to anyone but Brady or Mahomes, right?
He catches one more. I don't see how you don't give it to him if they win. Like Brady's got his shit. Give it to Gronk because it's funny. Backup dancer bandages 150 to 1. Is that a thing?
Backup dancer bandages.
All right, Kansas City team total over. And somebody found us over 16.5. No, that's pretty good. No sound. Post the play, please. Wife wants to watch the Weeknd. I sorry, BMW. I like that. He's watching this without sound. That's hilarious.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Gronk is plus 200 live odds. I think if I'm making a live play on MVP, I'm betting Brady. It's definitely not Gronk. I got to tell you, it's fun to think of, but if he catches 3 touchdowns, that's cool. But first of all, Tampa Bay doesn't win only scoring 1 more touchdown. They got to get 2, maybe 3 more, right? And second, I know I say 2. How many? I guess that's actually an interesting question. I didn't really think about that before I said it. How many more touchdowns does Tampa Bay need to win?
Probably 2.5.
2.5. Okay. Okay.
2 touchdowns and at least 1. 2 touchdowns and maybe a third or a field goal. I think.
The last time we saw
would help.
The last time we saw Tom and Gronk up against Kansas City in the playoffs, they had a 14-point lead at halftime. And it went to overtime.
It did.
So let's not forget that. And honestly, I think the fact that Brady's kind of got a lot of control of the team a little bit more than he had early in the season does keep them aggressive. I think the second half over, if you want to get a little bit more aggressive even than just 17.5. Oh, it's 28 now, actually.
Where?
Bet Online has 28 minus 115. Let me see if Bookmaker came down too. I wasn't really watching both markets. But now that it's 28 at minus 115, that's not a crazy way to attack this. Interesting.
I'm making multiple halftime.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. Bookmaker, you can get over 28 minus 108. I'm gonna hit that.
There we go.
I'm gonna hit that as well.
All right, over. Points is your whole life points.
Do you think the full game over is still in play? Probably is, right? 27 plus 28 is 56. No, 55.
55. It's close. I mean, we're kind of on pace. We're on pace-ish. We're assuming no 2-point conversions if they score. So let's say Kansas City scores. I wouldn't think if it's early in the third quarter, are you really trying to get to 14?
Yes.
Maybe. No. Maybe you know what? Like
trying to get to 8. Yes.
I bet a lot of teams don't, but I bet it's like 50-50 that Andy does because they're a little wilder like that. They're a little analytical.
They go for it. They try to make it a 7-point margin.
I think
first time. They might as well. They have a bunch of good goal
They've been so good in the red zone. They might as well.
Well, they got a bunch of stuff, short goal line stuff in their playbook. I bet that they're ready to fire away on.
Yeah. Yeah, that would if they got the 2-point conversion, boy, that's going to be a nervy 2-point conversion, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah. Right away.
Yeah, the math. I don't know what the math says either because it is so early.
Honestly,
I think it's probably negligible, and the fact that it's Kansas City, I think that they're more likely than other teams. If they kicked it, I wouldn't be surprised or offended.
There's just going to be no rushing attempts in the second half.
That'll be
what
fun.
It comes down to. So far, Kansas City has rushed the ball.
Oh, should we talk about the punter?
5 times by Mahomes. Oh, yeah, sure. We have 5 Mahomes scrambles, and then we have 6 rushing attempts otherwise. That's about right. Right now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is getting the majority of those. Darrell Williams isn't going to come freaking close to his prop numbers for rushing attempts or yardage. Those were gimmies, apparently.
What about Le'Veon?
We have yet to see Le'Veon Bell, but they could be 2 injuries. You never know. We also have not seen McCoy. But to give our awesome guest from the Prop Pod Wednesday a little bit of grief, did his punt yardage under
on the shank on the repunt
it busted,
shank.
Right? It busted, right?
It was a 29-yard punt. I can't remember what his short one was.
I think it was 30.
Yeah, he had it in a few different spots. So
because the first punt was 31, and I was like, whoa, that was close. What was the total? What was the net? It was 31. The second, but the repunt was 29, and that was like a 30 yards of field position on that holding penalty, which is pretty tough. Yeah, poor Joey in that punch prop. That was tough. But I'm sure he's done well on a bunch of other props, so do not sweat it. Both punters are sucking. So
he'll live.
The kicker props that I had, Butker scoring more points than Suckup is in good shape. Suckup so far with 3, Butker with 6. I like that. I got Byron
coming up here, Evie.
There was people who had our guy Suma's. His Sammy Watkins prop's not looking good. Is Sammy even?
No, Sammy is active, but I'm not so sure we see much more of him than we do Le'Veon Bell. I don't see him getting used a ton right now.
You have to check your rules, check your house rules for grading there. Another winner, Dick Knows No.
Dick Knows.
Come on, Andy Reid. Dick Knows.
Andy Reid. He has that feedback thing.
Yeah,
it starts like up here.
It's literally it's
an oat bag. It's full of oats.
And
he is eating oats.
It's specifically engineered so that he doesn't get dick nose. That was a very easy.
Somebody asked Casey anytime touchdown without looking. We don't have the prices in front of us. Maybe Drew could pull up like DraftKings, but
sure, I'll pull it up.
Oh, also, there's this thing that when it's like 6 degrees out, my phone's battery doesn't do well. So I have like a minute left. It just dropped from like 50 to 25.
So we're not going to overtime, is what you're telling me.
Not today. Well, go be with your. This isn't like the game you're watching in the den by yourself. This is a game you're watching with the family or so on. So go have some fun.
If we're getting close to the end of this, we'll give the people who have joined us and been so diligent. Cheers to you.
I have a couple minutes.
I think we have done. I don't know that we missed. Did we miss a single standalone primetime game?
It's a pretty new phone. It just doesn't like the fact that it's -8.
Dude,
it had 90 degrees. The battery's great.
Will gave you an outright on.
I know. Will actually got me a couple phones.
You should
today.
be able to afford an iPhone at this point.
This phone is like 2 months old.
Ooh, here we go.
No, Curbs. Yeah. Gelati. There's somebody. Will Brinson. Very big day for him in the DFS scene. Up and coming DFS star. Will Brinson.
You're going to hear plenty of tennis from us in the next couple of weeks. In fact, because there's been no football going on, so we'll be all about the tennis,
basketball, other stuff. A lot of fun stuff. We'll be getting.
Next card. I'm gonna probably watch a lot of round one, not bet a lot of round one. There was only a couple of that really popped for me. I don't mind taking Shapovalov to upset Sinner. Sinner he barely made it across the line in that final in the Yipsa Valley Murray River Invitational.
He's not all there right now.
I would be shocked if he can win a best of 5 against Shapovalov. You can probably get Shapovalov still at a plus money number, but that number got beat up. The play you made that play. You should have made that play a couple of days ago. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's the only one that really stands out on the card tomorrow.
Tennis is happening already.
Sorry. What the best play on the card, bar none. Evans Norrie over. Evans Norrie over at any price.
What is it, like 38.5?
I will look at. I don't want to quote a number that's long gone and pretend like you can go bet it. So I will go and look.
Chapeau. Andy Rublev quarterfinals.
Andy Rublev quarterfinals, yes. In fact, if you can get an exact bet on Andy Rublev loses in the quarterfinals, make that play.
There are books that offer like 365.
He will lose in the quarters to Medvedev. Yes. Almost certainly. I mean, I say almost certainly, but that should be priced like minus 150, and it's probably like plus 210 or something crazy.
What are you doing, Davey?
But none of the lower class players can beat Rublev, and Rublev can't beat Medvedev. So that's pretty much.
Med should roll to the point. Both those Ruskies roll to that point, and yeah, Meds will own him. Always has, always will.
Let me see what the
keep it like 7-up.
Let me see what the Evans number is.
So
I'll give you this one, and then we can call it.
All right. Again, thanks for everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead. 38
thanks for everybody for joining.
38 is still available. I bet 38.5.
Oh, I would have paid it 38.5.
Well, 38.5.
I'd play it at 40.
Alt. Play an alt 38.5 at minus 102. Don't play the 38 at minus 108.
What are we doing in fifth sets in the Aussie?
Tiebreak.
At super tiebreak right away?
No. They play it to 6-6.
6-6 tiebreak. Okay, yeah. So we're going over 75, over 65.
Points bet it.
Points bet that shit.
Yep. Points bet that.
Men or women. All right. See you guys.
Men's side. Dan Evans versus Cam Norrie.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us all season. We appreciate your support, and we've had a lot of fun. We've had as much fun doing these, hopefully, as you've had.
Yes.
So, best of luck in the second half, and hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl as much as we are. I'm going to play the credits. You ready?
Play it. One last time.
Man, what a season.
I'm so sick of doing these. I never want to hear any of these people in the chat again. They're all the worst. They take and take. No. I hope the second half's good.
I hope the second half is good, too. I'm sure.
We know you.
Mahomes is at a deficit.
We get DMs every time. Somebody's like, you guys know you can hear you. Yeah.